Let's make a Valentine's Day puppy with a background inspired by the artist J. Goldcrown. In the middle here is our project example with a puppy drawn with simple shapes and lines. The background is inspired by J. Goldcrown's Bleeding Heart murals. So who is the artist J. Goldcrown? Well, let's learn a little more about him.
Allow me to introduce you to the artist James Goldcrown, or as he signs his artwork, J. Goldcrown. He's an artist who was born in England but now lives in New York City and LA. And he is what's considered, among many things, a street artist, an artist who creates artwork that can be seen on the streets. And his most famous works are called his Bleeding Heart murals, or sometimes his Love Wall murals. They're said to be the most photographed murals that have been created. These murals have become so popular that many people don't just want to see them on walls. In fact, companies have asked him to start designing his work on things like suitcases and even other fashions as well as shoes. Boys and girls, artwork can go beyond just walls. It can enter into our daily lives, just like the work of J. Goldcrown. We're going to create masterpieces inspired by him today.
Now that we've learned about the artist J. Goldcrown, let's go over the directions for our Valentine's Day puppy. For your supplies, you will need a blank piece of paper for your background, either the Valentine's Day puppy template that you can find on Google Classroom, or another blank piece of paper to draw your own puppy, a pencil, an eraser, scissors, glue, a black marker, and coloring materials. First, either print the puppy template or use a blank piece of paper to draw your own version with pencil. You can follow along with the video in just a moment. Next, outline with a black marker and color in your puppy. After that, you'll cut out your puppy, and then on a new piece of paper, create a background inspired by the work of J. Goldcrown. We're going to work on repeating and overlapping our hearts to resemble J. Goldcrown's famous heart murals. And finally, glue your puppy to your finished background. All right, let's go ahead and get started. To make your Valentine's puppy, you will need 2 pieces of paper, or a printed puppy template and 1 blank piece of paper for your background, a pencil, an eraser, a black marker for outlining, a pair of scissors, glue, and then some coloring materials. I will be using markers and crayons. To start our Valentine's puppy, we're going to start using 1 piece of paper. So set your other piece of paper aside, and we're going to start by doing a little bit of folding to give ourselves some guidelines. This doesn't have to be perfect folding, but we're going to fold it in half both ways. So let's fold it in half hamburger style. Make a crease in the middle, then open your paper up and fold it in half hot dog style. Make a crease and then open it up. You should have 2 folds, one that is vertical and one that is horizontal. Our folds are going to act like guidelines when we draw our puppy. The guidelines will help us keep things in the right place and help us make a good sized drawing. So you should draw with a pencil first, just in case you need to erase anything and make some corrections. But I will be drawing with a black marker so that you can really see it in the video. We're going to start by giving our puppy some sunglasses to wear, and these are going to be heart-shaped sunglasses because it is for Valentine's Day. So we're going to look for that creased line that is in the middle that goes across. We're going to put our hearts a little bit above that. Also, find the line that goes down the middle that you folded. We're going to put 1 heart on each side. So here's the creased line that breaks the paper up in half. I'm going to put one finger on the side and draw my heart there. I'm practicing it with my finger first before I draw it. When I draw hearts, I like to draw the bumps of the hearts first. 1, 2, then I'm going to make the bottom of the heart, which is like a V shape. Now I have one heart drawn. Let's move over to the other side of the creased line. I'm going to start about one finger over and draw my heart. We'll start with the bumps and then the V shape below. Awesome! Now I have two hearts for my puppy's sunglasses. And if your hearts aren't exactly the same, that is totally fine. The important part is that you're having fun and you're trying your best. Now to make these look more like glasses, let's connect them in the middle. We're gonna draw a bridge. This is called the bridge of the glasses because it goes over the nose. I'm going to use a little curved line that connects the two hearts and then one right below it. Now to make these look even more like glasses, let's draw another heart on the inside of the first heart shape. So I'm going to follow the heart shape, but just make it a little bit smaller. By doing this, I'm making it look like there's a frame to the glasses and the heart in the middle is the lenses part of the glasses. Now we need to draw some more of our dog's face. About 2 fingers below the bridge part that you drew of the glasses, we're going to draw the dog's nose. I'm going to use an upside down triangle shape where the point is facing down. So I'm practicing this with my finger before I draw it. Now let's make the mouth. We're going to start at the bottom of this triangle-shaped nose with a straight line that goes up and down, so a vertical line, then a curve on each side. So this is like a smile line. 1 and 2. My dog likes to stick his tongue out, so I'm going to draw this dog with its tongue sticking out, and the tongue will be like a letter U shape. I'm also going to draw a little line down the middle to make it look more like a tongue. Now above those curves we drew for the mouth, let's draw some little dots for the whiskers. This is the part where the dog's whiskers grows out of. And you can do a couple on each side. Now that we've drawn our dog's face, we're gonna draw the head shape. We're gonna give it more of a body. So around the mouth area, we're going to draw a big letter U. It's going to go down, curve, and come back up. After that, we're going to draw the sides and the top of the dog's head with almost like a full circle shape, but I'm not drawing through this area. So I'm going to start here, curve up, go around, and come down. I'm gonna practice that with my finger. All right, I'm ready. And you might need to stop and draw your line in parts. Sometimes that's easier. I know it's easier for me. Now I have my dog's head shape. We need to give our dog some ears so that this looks more like a dog. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to draw your ears. Dogs could have ears that stick up, or dogs could have ears that hang down. It's up to you which one you want to do. If you want ears that stick up, we're going to draw almost like a triangle shape, going to go up and it's slightly curved. It goes over a little bit. And then the other side, come down to the head shape. Now you could do that again on this side, or maybe you want your dog to have ears that hang down. If you want your dog to have ears that hang down, you can draw a curved line that comes out, down, and hooks back around to the face. So it will look something like this. And you would do that on the other side too, but just in reverse. For mine, I'd want my dog to have ears that stick up. But for this one, I'm going to draw an ear shape that is folded over a little bit. So instead of making a full pointed ear, I'm going to draw a line across and then a triangle shape here that makes it look like the ear is folded over. Now let's add a body to our dog. We're just going to show the upper body a little bit by drawing two slightly curved lines below the face shape. So here's one. I'm going to come to the bottom of my paper, and here's number two. To add an extra fun detail to our Valentine's puppy, let's give it a bow tie. Right below this area, which is called the muzzle, the area where the nose and the mouth is, we're going to draw a curved kind of rectangle shape. So you can make a rectangle or you can round your edges a little bit. Then on each side, we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes out at the top and one below. So these aren't straight lines, but they are slightly at an angle. Then I will connect those two to make the side of the bow. Now we're going to repeat that shape on the other side. So a diagonal line on the top and another one below. Then connect that shape with a vertical line. Awesome, there is my dog's bow tie. Now I'm going to give this bow tie a little bit of a collar by adding some lines on the side that go to the edge of the body. And if you can think of any other fun details to add to your Valentine's puppy, then go for it, because you are the artist. Once you finish drawing your Valentine's puppy, if you drew with pencil, make sure that you outline with a black marker, and then you can erase any of the extra pencil lines that are showing through. And now we are ready to color in our puppy. I will be using some crayons for the fur and some markers for some of the other details, but you can use whatever you like. I'm done coloring in my Valentine's puppy, I'm going to cut out the shape of my Valentine's puppy because we're going to be gluing it on to our background inspired by the artist J. Goldcrown. I will show you how to make your heart background in just a few minutes, but first let's talk about cutting. So you'll need your scissors, and I would suggest cutting out your puppy in a bubble. So notice that my scissors are not right next to the puppy, but I'm leaving a little bit of white space. And when I use my scissors, my thumb goes in one hole and my fingers go below. And sometimes you might be able to fit 3 or 2 fingers, or maybe 4 if that's comfortable for you. It just depends on your scissors. When you're cutting, remember it's open, close, open, close, and you never want to point your scissors at someone or yourself. Always point them away from you or someone else. So I'm going to open and close, and cut around my puppy. After, I'm going to cut closer to my drawing, but it's easier for me to get this extra paper out of the way before. Now I'm going to be very careful and cut close to my puppy, and I'm cutting on or next to my black outline. And I'm going slow, but I'm going to speed up the video, so it's going to look like I cut very fast, but I promise you I don't, and I want you to take your time. Now that I'm done cutting my puppy out, I'm going to set it aside and we're going to work on our J Gold Crown inspired background. So you'll need your second piece of paper for this and something to draw hearts with. J Gold Crown likes to use really bright colors, so I gathered my bright markers for this, but you can use any supply that you like. When we look at J Gold Crown's heart murals, we noticed that he repeats the shape of a heart many, many times around his work. So I'm drawing the shape of a heart using one color at a time. Notice that I'm just spacing out where my pink hearts are, and I'm going to move on to using a new color in just a minute. But it's easy to use one color at a time so you don't have to keep switching between colors. I'm also going to make some of my hearts go off of the page. So this is called cropping, and it just leaves a little to the imagination of the viewer of your art. They have to imagine the rest of the heart shape. It also adds to the edges of your artwork. Just try to space out each color, and once you feel like you've filled in enough of that color around your paper, then you can move on to using a different color. You can also overlap your hearts. So one heart can touch another and overlap its shape. They don't have to overlap, but eventually the idea is that all the colors will overlap each other and create a really interesting background for your Valentine's puppy. The more hearts you have, the better. And the more like J Gold Crown's bleeding heart murals your piece will look. This isn't quite enough hearts because I have a lot of empty space. I can definitely fill in this white space with colorful heart shapes. And I know when I put my puppy on, I want it to be very colorful and bright. So I definitely need to do a little more work here. All right, I am all done with my J Gold Crown background, and now it's time to glue our puppy onto our background. So you'll need your glue for this, and I'm using a glue stick. You could use liquid glue too. So turn your puppy over and we'll add the glue here. If you're using a glue stick, remember you roll it up just a little bit so that you only see a little bit of the glue, and then we're going to put it onto our paper. I like to make an outline of glue around the edge of the paper. So I'm trying to work quickly because I know this glue dries. So I'm going around the ear shape, around the head shape, and then I'll just do a little bit in the middle. Then I'm going to turn it over and get my background. And I'm going to line up the bottom edge of the background with the bottom edge of the puppy. So we're going to line it up and try to glue it in the middle. Then press it down and give your paper a nice massage. Rub around the paper and make sure all of the edges are really sticking to the background. We don't want any puppies falling off of their background. To double check that it's staying, hold your paper upside down and give it a nice shake. Does it stay? Yes, then you're good. If it doesn't, add a little bit more glue on the edge that isn't sticking. All right, artist, I am all done with my Valentine's Day puppy. I hope you had fun today learning how to draw a puppy using simple shapes and lines, cutting it out, and creating a background inspired by the famous muralist J Gold Crown. I can't wait to see what you create. Have fun, artist!